J.D. Vance steps into RNC spotlight amid Democratic drama. Day 3 of the Republican National Convention opened Wednesday with the newly minted vice presidential nominee, Senator J.D. Vance, R. Ohio, slated to deliver the keynote remarks. He'll be introduced by his wife, Usha Vance. Other featured speakers include former President Trump's eldest child, Donald Trump Jr., Texas Governor Greg Abbott, North Dakota Governors Doug Burgum, and Kellyanne Conway. Several everyday Americans are on the schedule, including the mayor of East Palestine, Ohio, where a train derailment in February 2023 unleashed a cloud of chemicals. The RNC's third night occurs against a backdrop of Democratic news. President Biden in Las Vegas was diagnosed with COVID-19, and Repu's Adam Schiff, D. Khalif, who is running for the Senate, called for Biden to withdraw from the 2024 race. And the Trump campaign poked at the uncertainty around the Democratic ticket later in the day, when it rejected a proposed date for Vice President Harris to debate Vance, saying it wasn't clear who the vice presidential candidate would be. Trump walked into the convention hall just before 8 p.m. to It's a Man's World by James Brown. Joining him in his VIP box was Senator Marco Rubio, R. Flaw, Rep. Lauren Boebert, R. Colo, Texas Gov. Greg Abbott, R. Virginia Gov. Glenn Youngkin, and Speaker Mike Johnson, R. Lay. Trump briefly stopped to shake hands with supporters seated nearby. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna, R. Flaw, who served in the U.S. Air Force, pitched former President Trump as a strong military ally during her speech at the RNC. The leadership that we need, that respects the military and understands the true costs of war, is only found in Donald Trump, Luna said. He will make America strong again. He will fight for the American warfighter, the American people, and America's interests. Luna spoke about her husband Andy Gamberski, who was shot in combat in Afghanistan and earned a Purple Heart. Hawks and globalist elites do not sway President Trump. He knows the cost of military action like I do, Luna said. My husband was shot in combat by terrorists and continued to deploy in the fight against America's enemies. I know the fear and anguish of waiting for news about a loved one in harm's way and the pain of losing friends in combat. President Trump knows what it means to put your life on the line. Speaking less than a mile from the site of the RNC, former Conservative British Prime Minister Liz Truss pushed for the Trump-Vance ticket but said winning is not going to be enough. She called for a conservative movement that works together internationally at an event hosted by Americans for Tax Reform. We've got to recognize that culturally and institutionally, our countries have gone in the wrong direction, she also said. Her comments come not long after the Labour Party swept to victory in this month's election in the United Kingdom. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum accused President Biden of acting like a dictator when it comes to the country's electric grid. At home, Biden is acting like a dictator. He's using mandates to shut down reliable baseload electricity. That's why your electric bills have soared upwards, as our nation's electric grid reliability spirals downward, the former 2024 presidential candidate said. 4 more years of Joe will usher in an era of Biden brownouts and blackouts, Burgum claimed.